Over in Berlin, a campaign to maintain the Statue of Peace has garnered the attention of local activists. For more, I have Nataly Jung-Hwa Han live on the line. Nataly, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Yeah. Good morning or good afternoon.
Right, it's afternoon here, morning there. Nataly, let's start then with details about the initial installation of the Statue of Peace in Berlin by your organization.
Yeah, the Korea Verband installed the Statue of Peace on September 28th, 2022. We want to recall the courage of the survivors of the comfort women system, how they broke the silence, and how successful the movement of comfort women has been since 1991. The Berlin Statue of Peace is important because it is one of the few monuments of comfort women standing in the public space in overseas. But after installing of a Statue of Peace, because of the pressure of Japanese government, tried the district of Berlin Mitte to remove the statue, and we defended successfully. So the Statue of Berlin is so important now.
Right. Nataly, as you mentioned, during talks in Tokyo back in April, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida called on German Chancellor Olaf Scholz to remove the Statue of Peace in Berlin. Now, I understand the fight to make the statue a permanent fixture has moved beyond your organization to include ardent activists there in Germany. How do you explain the strong support from the local community there for the Statue of Peace?
Yes. The first generation of Korean and Japanese women in Germany together have been fighting for justice for the comfort women for 30 years. Since 2008, the action group Comfort Women consists of 20 to 8 years old activists from diverse backgrounds. We have been very well connected with many human rights and women's organizations for years and do work of public relations very well. That is why all the major parties in the district of Mitte, the Greens, the SPD and Die Linke, and for example, Grandmothers Against the Rights, etc., are supporting us.
Right. And Nataly, I also hear that there have been rallies to raise greater awareness about efforts to keep the statue in Berlin. Could you tell us a bit about these efforts?
Yeah, we do not demonstrate every Wednesday, but organize on important days such as March 8, International Women's Day, or 25th November, the days of the elimination of sexual violence, and many other important days like 30 years anniversary breaking of silence, or 1,000 Wednesday demonstrations. Overall, almost against the right to commemorate the victims of racist attacks. The young generation of the Asian communities commemorate the victims of Atlantic shooting, and more, the Statue of Peace is becoming a symbol against justice generally.
Right, it is. Some scholars say that historical discourse on past atrocities need to take place within a universalist frame of mind instead of a nationalist one. Nataly, do you agree?
Yes. Absolutely agree. Sexual violence against women takes place not only in times of war, but also in times of peace. It is a deep-rooted patriarchal problem that we still have not solved in the 21st century. More and more local politicians of Berlin are thanking us for drowning attention the problem of sexual violence in Germany through the Statue of Peace.
Nataly, I understand you've been living in Germany for the past 4 decades and have highlighted the importance of accepting the history of the comfort women as German history as well. Would you like to take this opportunity to explain your view?
Yes, we migrant women from Korea together with feminists from different countries like Japan, Vietnam, Philippines, Yazidis, etc. We try to transmit important ethical values. All of this has been happening in Germany for 30 years. At some point, you have had to ask whose memories belong to Germany, who are the Germans. A new era has dawned in which national historiography is being refined in post-migrant society. The memory of the migrants belong to Germany. One of the most important principles in democratic society is learning to be responsible for the community where we are living now.
Right, Nataly, those are some very thought-provoking words. Thank you so much for making the time to join us live at this early hour at your end with your thoughts.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.